Hey everybody, what's going on? Alan here. Welcome back to the Gibson Garage Speed Shop. I am Alan, and in today's video we're going to be doing front and rear brakes on an 09 Prius. I think this goes from like 08 or 09 all the way to 2015 or something like that, this generation. I think they're all going to be the same, all models, unless there's an RS. Maybe if there's an RS. I don't know, is that next generation? I'd imagine they'd have disc brakes. I don't know. So, one thing interesting with these is these are not floating rotors. Both the rotor in the front and the drum in the back are held on with this axle nut or spindle nut in the back. And just grab a 14 to remove this first guide pin bolt, and we'll slide the actual caliper off and tuck it away for now. And then, well, that's all we got to do because we're not replacing rotors. Did I say rotors in the beginning? Sorry, we're not. Just pads, front and back. And I don't think that these are brembo style. I want to say brembo style is like the top loading where you slide them in this way, but then that also clarifies what I was talking about earlier, is that there are more than one kind of brake design for these cars if they're offering two different kinds of brake pads. So maybe there is an RS version, or just like maybe there's just like a sport version of the Focus they're not calling RS. I don't know. Hang that right there. Bracket will stay on. Pads will slide this way-ish. That one was stuck on there. We're gonna leave the pads on the ground in an orientation that resembles how they were in the vehicle. Okay, so like I was saying earlier, one is the brembo top loading style. These might even be for the rear, but I don't have disc in the rear. I got drums, so we'll have to go back and get shoes. I don't know. I just said brakes front and back, your cheapest, and he didn't ask. So I gotta go get shoes for the back, but these are the correct ones for the front, it appears. So we will move on for now. Oh, and I was wrong about the rotor. These are floating. I thought this was one piece right here, and it was bolted in because I had to undo the nut to get the thing off the back. But you just grab one of the old lug nuts and secure that in place so the pads are nice and straight when you put everything back together. Alright, so my pads, I got the cheap ones, so they didn't come with new hardware, but these ones are in good condition. There's no ridges or dents. I just brushed off the brake dust and we're gonna rock them. And I don't have any actual brake lube, but would you guys do this? I got some anise. And we just put a little in the right spots. Get rid of the vibrations. That would be nice. Gotta be careful. Don't want to get any on the brake rotor. Okay, so two of these pads have this extra thing here and here, and they are different on opposite sides. So my pad that has that is on the inside. That means it's this first one. And the other two pads that don't have one does not matter. So we'll save these two for the other side. How's it go? I don't know how it works. Okay, springs are helping keep it away. I'm so funny. Now we got to push this piston in. Okay, so we're going to grab one of the old pads and a C-clamp. This is a 6-inch. There we go. And another thing we want to do is pop the cap on the brake reservoir. Okay, so it looks like someone had topped this off. So while the pads were low. So anytime, we gotta be careful because it's probably gonna overflow. I'm going in super nice and easy. That's always a good sign. Keeping an eye on the reservoir, not overflowing, and that's good. So I was just using my fingers here. I'm not cranking down on this. Another thing we need to check are these guide pins. If we're not going the whole 9 yards and replacing everything, we at least need to inspect. And these guys feel nice and lubed, nice and smooth. I don't feel any grinding. There's even some suction in there. That one feels nice and smooth. That one's okay also. There we go. Squeeze the guide pins in as well as the brake pads. And Bob's your uncle. Get these bolts started on both of them. There we go. And the front ones, tighten those down anyway. And the front ones are done. Well, don't forget, like I just did, and put a little lube on these surfaces here too for the brake pads. Now these have these anti-vibration shims on them, this extra little layer of something. So it's not an issue, probably, but you know. You never want to take all this back apart again just because you forgot to put some lube on it. Now onto the rear. These are drum brakes, obviously. You can see this one's a lot more worn out than this side. Have to make sure we get this adjusted right. It's a little bit different as far as self-adjustment goes. It's kind of interesting. But that's one spring we'll want to take out. There we go. Loosen the tension on that. That's loose in there now. And these clips are also the spring. Just give it a tap upward like that. The pin goes shooting out the back across the driveway somewhere, which is awesome because we're going to have to reuse all of this hardware. This time I'll put my hand behind the pin and catch that one. That is terrible. Okay, now I'm going to pull the bottom out here, and that relieves pressure on this spring and the top over here. And now this will give you access to remove the e-brake, maybe. There we go. Now it's still all together, so you got an idea how it's supposed to go back together. And of course, you should probably take pictures and all that good stuff too. All right, so now all we got to do is transfer this stuff over to these shoes and slap it back on there as a whole. I like to do it that way. Pay attention too, because these are specific to the side, so just match it up and make sure you got the one that looks the same. The other shoe does not matter, however, and check that out. The e-brake side is just naturally thinner than the other side. That's nuts. Alright, I got an idea in my head of how this should go. Let's see if it goes as smoothly. We gotta put these pins in, and I did find that one. Yes, I did. Does it go there, or does it go in that big one? Guys, which one? It's gotta go in that one. Voila. And that is how I do shoes. But actually we're not done now, are we? Almost forgot. This spring in there, the adjuster spring. You gotta create room for the spring. And we can go back up and we can hook that on. And then we can adjust that out somehow. Alright, with that spring in place now on the adjuster, we got test fit the drum. I'll make sure I didn't adjust it out too far to begin with, which I think I might have. Just tap her in. center those. Ooh, got close. Aha. Okay. Now that we've got the pads, they're lined up. We just need to, how do you adjust these? This. That was 2 clicks. There we go. And they're not. I don't know if I can get one more click out of it and still be able to slide it on, so we're gonna put it right there. We'll throw on that nut and the tire and we'll call it good. All right, brakes are done all the way around on this guy now. All 4 tires are done. Like usual, I only show you doing one side and then I do the other side off camera. You don't need to see each job done twice. It's the same thing, right? Now the part is in for the original job. This guy came in here. No. This is the part I broke. The original job was a new radiator and a new thermostat housing. And then while sliding in this fan, I had put too much pressure on this plastic hose right there, which comes over here. Come on, get in there, get the light in there. Where's it at? But yeah, it broke right there. Little T-fitting. You're supposed to connect to that hose right there. And it goes all the way back to that hose there. So the replacement is actually made out of metal. And right here, that's the smaller T that snapped off on the plastic one. It goes all the way down and hooks up to the thermostat. That's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching so much. I appreciate it. Please like, please subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. And stay tuned for all my other videos. Try to put one out every Monday, but I haven't put one out in like over a month because of the holidays and we were sick and football season. But I've been doing this for 8 years. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. Just took a little vacation is all. But yeah, so subscribe, pass the word along, watch all my videos, and until next time, peace.